Hi, it's Katrina. Have you ever seen a pink hippo? From magical manta rays to hippos and even dolphins, here are 11 amazing animals that are actually pink. Number 11. Pink manta ray. Earlier this year, a rare pink manta ray was spotted off the southernmost island of Australia's Great Barrier Reef. Photographer Kristian Laine was diving with his camera and saw something so unusual he thought his camera was broken. He was photographing a group of male manta rays chasing after a female, but one of the mantas was black on top and pink underneath. Who knew there were pink manta rays? This manta ray has been nicknamed Inspector Clouseau from Pink Panther. Scientists believe that the manta ray's rosy coloring is not due to infection or diet, but instead the result of a genetic mutation. Researchers for Project Manta took a small skin biopsy from the animal and analyzed it to find out the source of the manta ray's coloring. It looks like its expression of melanin was affected. Most reef manta rays are all black, all white, or black and white, so to see Inspector Clouseau with such a bright color was a happy surprise for everyone. Number 10. Axolotl. While the axolotl may look a little like an alien, they have very cute smiles and will leave you smiling too. Found only in a small lake complex near Mexico City, wild axolotls are very endangered. A salamander with frilly gills, axolotls were once abundant in the Yucatán Peninsula, but now, instead of an estimated 6,000 salamanders per square kilometer, there are now only fewer than 35. They are different from other salamanders in that they have to be in water all the time. Most of them are dark-colored and can shift their coloring to be darker or lighter for camouflage. Pink and lighter colored axolotls are bred in captivity as pets because people love them. Scientists are studying them for their amazing abilities. They are able to regenerate severed limbs, their lungs, heart, jaws, spines, and even parts of their brain. The axolotl is an important model used to investigate tissue repair for medical research. In the wild, an axolotl can grow to over a foot long or more, but in captivity usually grow to about 9 inches. For those with a pink hue, it is a mutated gene that gives them their color. These are leucistic traits, where the body is very light or pale pink in color. They have dark-colored eyes, which separates them from the albino axolotls. Their feathery gills are a dark red or very deep pink. Have you ever had an axolotl? Let me know in the comments below. Number 9. Elephant hawk moth. If you happen to live in Great Britain or the Palearctic region across Europe and Asia and are out exploring nature from May to early August at dusk, you may have captured a glimpse of the stunning elephant hawk moth. As you know, pink is not a common color in the animal kingdom, but the elephant hawk moth has a dusty olive green or gold with hot pink bars on its wings and body. The caterpillars look like an elephant trunk, hence its name, and may have eye spots to scare off predators. Also known as sphinx moths, they are said to resemble the Great Sphinx of Cairo when resting. It is a medium-sized moth that measures almost 3 inches with a wingspan of about 2 to 3 inches. These moths like to feed on honeysuckle and other tubular flowers. Another similar species known as the small elephant hawk moth measures under 2 inches and is even more pink, with a checkerboard pattern on its wings. A nocturnal feeder, the moth extends its long tongue to suck up nectar. They have a keen sense of smell, exceptional color vision in the dark, and can fly up to 11 miles per hour. Sometimes considered pests, the caterpillars are an important stage in the pollination process for many types of flowering plants. While some brightly colored caterpillars or moths are toxic, the elephant hawk moth is not, allowing people to even keep them as pets. Number 8. Purple peat. In 2008, teachers and students at a school in England were stunned to discover a purple squirrel visiting the area. Not exactly pink, but close enough. At first believed to be the result of a squirrel possibly chewing on a purple ink cartridge, the rodent, nicknamed Purple Peat, was first spotted by one of the English teachers at the school who noticed the squirrel sitting outside his window. It has become a regular sight at the school, but no one could say whether he had maybe fallen in purple paint or maybe some dye. When you look at the squirrel up close, it's all over the coat, not just patches as you might expect for an animal that had mistakenly come into contact with ink. So the reason for Pete's coloring is still a mystery. His fur looks purple all the way through. People have contacted vets and nature experts. Nobody really has an answer. Interestingly enough, this is not the first purple squirrel that has been spotted in the wild. A couple in Pennsylvania spotted a purple squirrel on their property in 2012. A professor at the University of Pennsylvania believes the coloration of the squirrel could be due to high levels of bromide, an element that occurs naturally in seawater. However, the explanation for these two brightly colored creatures is still up for debate. And now for number 7, but first, big shout out to Tom and Mr. Fantastic for their encouragement and support of this channel. Thank you! If you are new here, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell for more videos like these. Number 7. Roseate Spoonbill. Similar to a flamingo, the roseate spoonbill is a large pink wading bird that has a long spoon-shaped bill. The adults have bright pink shoulders while the juveniles are paler pink with feathered heads. Found foraging in shallow waters for aquatic invertebrates, roseate spoonbills fish by swinging their head from side to side with their bill partially open to capture food. They are known to fly with their neck outstretched to display vibrant pink feathers in their underwings. They roost and nest in colonies with other water birds in mangroves that are located along the edges of wetlands. Larger than a white ibis, but smaller than a great blue heron, they fly with their long necks outstretched into an S shape. They were very common in the southeast United States until the 1860s, when they were virtually eliminated by plume hunters. Early in the 20th century, they began to make a comeback in Texas and Florida, though they are still uncommon, remaining vulnerable to reduced feeding and nesting habitats. With various environmental factors such as spring heat waves, heavy rain, and urbanization threatening these beautiful birds, scientists continue to work to support them as they migrate to Mexico in the winter and through their breeding season, where they remain present year-round in coastal Texas. Number 6. Pink Katydid. Also known as longhorned grasshoppers or bush crickets, they are an extremely diverse group with over 1,000 species found worldwide. They are primarily nocturnal and are able to mimic and camouflage themselves with different shapes and colors similar to leaves. While the most common katydids are green, very rarely they will come in other colors such as pink, yellow, and orange. First described in 1847, pink katydids are so rare they only appear about 1 out of every 500. Pink katydids are pink because of a genetic mutation known as erythrism, where a recessive gene causes an absence of a common pigment such as green, or an excessive production of another pigment such as red or pink. While the green insects can be difficult for predators to find, the pink katydids are not so lucky. In the past, people had tried to breed pink katydids in captivity but had no luck until 1916. Back then, entomologist John Hancock bred pink katydids using a pink female and a green male. But no one was able to do this again until practically 100 years later. In 2008, a team at the Audubon Butterfly Garden and Insectarium repeated the experiment by breeding 8 pink male and female oblong-winged katydids that were donated. Later, after obtaining yellow and orange katydids, the various colored insects were integrated into the breeding program and all put in a big rainbow cage so they could all mix together at will. What researchers learned was striking. All of the pink insects hatched with an entirely pink body color and pink eyes. As they later molted, they kept their coloration. But yellow and orange individuals hatched with green body color and green eyes, and their body color changed as they molted. With the insects being found on every continent except Antarctica, it makes sense that scientists would uncover a number of unique examples within the species. However, the elusive pink katydid is a stunning example of nature's ability to produce true originals in the animal kingdom. Number 5. Hairy pink squat lobster. Don't be fooled by this squat lobster's name. They aren't lobsters, and even though they have a 5th pair of legs, they aren't true crabs either. More closely related to hermit crabs, they are a crustacean that can be found in most oceans around the world. The over 900 species of squat lobsters tend to be found on sandy bottoms and hidden in rocks and crevices, with some also found in the deep-sea hydrothermal vents and in underwater canyons. One of the most famous squat lobsters that you may have heard of is the Yeti crab. The hairy pink squat lobster is found in coral and rocky reefs in the Indian Ocean, the Western and Central Pacific Ocean, and the sea connecting the two near Indonesia. The hairs found on their limbs help them to collect their food. Also known as the fairy crab, the squat lobster's body is almost translucent, with fluorescent pinkish-purple coloring on their legs and white hair covering their entire body. They tend to live with a species of sea sponges called the giant barrel sponge in coral reefs, hiding under the sponges for protection. Number 4. Amazon river dolphin. Forget everything you know about dolphins. The Amazon river dolphin, also known as botos, are not the characteristic gray that you are familiar with. Once you see one of these dolphins, you will fall in love with them as soon as you see their distinctive pink color. But these dolphins aren't born that way. Instead, they are gray and only turn pink or pinkish gray as they mature. Males of the species are both bigger and pinker than the females, with a lower dorsal fin, longer snouts, and chubbier cheeks than the females. When the babies are born, they are actually more of a bluish-gray color and get pinker as they age. Some think that the mature males are pinker because they tend to fight more, and as their wounds heal, they are covered with pink scar tissue that eventually replaces their gray skin. That's a lot of fights. Like other dolphins, they are natural gymnasts and often swim backward, upside down, and pivot in the water like pros. The only dolphins that have molar teeth, they chew their food before swallowing and are known to eat a varied diet of over 40 species of fish, shrimp, crabs, and turtles. Only found in fresh water, they live in large rivers and tributaries, lakes, flooded forests, and submerged grasslands in Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Venezuela. Found throughout the Amazon and Orinoco River system, there is a lot of folklore associated with these pink dolphins. In Amazonian folklore, they live in a magical underwater kingdom and possess supernatural powers that allow them to shapeshift into handsome young men who attend parties at night and seduce women. To keep their identity safe, the magical Boto in folklore wear hats to cover the blowhole and then return to the water before morning. Besides their unique coloring and playful nature, they are known to get excited and flash bright pink in the same way that humans blush. With the largest bodies and brains of any freshwater dolphin, the Amazon River dolphin lives in small groups and is an incredibly curious and outgoing animal. Number 3. Roseate Skimmer. This brightly colored pink dragonfly is a true marvel of nature. It is found from the United States to Central America and as far south as Chile in South America. The males are famous for their rose pink and red abdomen, while females have less vibrant coloring. A strong flying species, they are highly aggressive and territorial. Males will often dive bomb each other to ensure their territory is claimed. They need bodies of water to hunt, find mates, and reproduce. The females flick eggs on water droplets towards the shore or underwater vegetation, but the males are the ones that guard the water and patrol the area, oftentimes competing with neon skimmers, another type of dragonfly. Dragonflies are an important part of the local ecosystem because they feed on mosquito larvae and other small insects. They often capture other flying bugs or their larvae, controlling insect predators that can infest local plants. The best way to attract dragonflies to specific areas to control pests is to install a backyard pond with a clear surface area and vertical plant stems that allow them to lay their eggs for future insect control and so you can enjoy the dazzling dragonflies. Number 2. Pink Hippo. When a couple of nature photographers visited Kenya in 2010, they were in for a startling discovery. After stopping at the banks of the Mara River for breakfast, they came upon a pink hippopotamus in the river. After capturing a few photos of the animal, the pair shared the photos with the World Wildlife Fund, who believes the animal was not an albino but leucistic, a condition that reduces pigmentation in the skin. Although a beautiful and stunning creature, the condition puts the hippopotamus's life at risk, making it more vulnerable to the harmful rays of the sun. Unfortunately, most animals with the condition don't survive in nature because they stick out and lack the camouflage needed to hide from predators. Now safe at the game reserve in Kenya, part of the Serengeti National Park, the hippo, although rare, is not the first one to have been spotted. In 2011, a pink hippo was spotted in a herd in Zambia. Later in 2018, photographer Patrick Bentley was shocked to spot a healthy, happy pink hippo in a large herd also in Zambia. Number 1. Pink turtles. Although most turtles tend to be various shades of green, brown, or yellow, there are some that are in fact pink. Many are pink due to a type of albinism. The albino pink belly side neck has become a popular animal for people who keep turtles. The shell ranges in color from beige to brown or gray, with the bottom half, the plastron, being white, pink, or orange-red. As they get older, they get even more random pink and orange markings. It was once one of the rarest turtles in the US, but are now successfully bred in captivity to keep up with demand. The albino box turtle is also highly sought after. They are very rare, but box turtles in general are said to make good pets, so people really want one with unique coloring. Their genetic mutation can give them very dramatic coloring, making them look almost like fiery dragons. They can be pink, white, orange, or yellow. An albino wood-painted turtle looks like something out of a fantasy novel with its candy-colored stripes. Many reptiles that are labeled albino are actually amelanistic, since they still will often possess 2 color pigments, most often yellow and red. So these types of reptiles will still show off shades of red, orange, yellow, and rarely, but most importantly, pink. Thanks for watching! Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. See you tomorrow! Bye!